Good evening and welcome to each and every one of you to SACAP's 2022 online graduation ceremony. I'm Dr. Lauren Martin, SACAP's Deputy Dean of Learning and Teaching, and I have the privilege of being your MC. My responsibility is to ensure that this is a memorable event filled with celebration, and we have much to celebrate. One of my favorite parts of the online graduation ceremony is knowing that we can have loved ones and special guests from all around the globe be present while watching the live streaming of this pre-recorded ceremony. COVID has also shown us that within a virtual space, we can all still feel very connected to one another. My hope is that this evening, within the virtual space, there is a strong online community presence created where we celebrate each one of you. For the first time, SACAP gave online campus students the opportunity to join one of our physical campus graduation ceremonies hosted across the country and the opportunity to join this online ceremony. It was so wonderful to see how many of you opted to join our physical graduations. A particular mention to the honours cohort of students who almost all joined our physical graduations across the country. We trust that it was an amazing opportunity for you to meet your cohort face to face. Before we get started with the official program, I want to briefly convey some important information. You will not be able to turn on your mics or videos during the course of the ceremony. However, the chat box function is live. What we saw in our autumn graduation ceremony is that although we are virtual, SACAP graduates know how to create a very warm, joyous spirit by using the chat box to write comments to celebrate each other's achievements. Family and loved ones, we encourage you to please comment throughout as well. Let us know who you are, where you are celebrating from, and who you are celebrating this evening. Should you have any questions, please do not post in the chat box, as we may not be able to attend to this. Please rather email graduation2022@sacap.edu.za. We will add this email address to the chat box now. This graduation ceremony is pre-recorded and we will make it available to you. We will also share it on our various social media platforms, allowing you to relive your special moment again and again. Please note that for the ceremony, only your first name and surname will be read, but that your certificate will have your full names as seen on your ID or passport. For all our graduates, you will receive a keepsake package via courier, which includes your certificate, transcript, graduation booklet, and a personalized Dean's letter. As you might have seen while you were waiting, we have a virtual photo booth available to you and your loved ones at home, where you will be able to snap and download a SACAP branded graduation image. Please scan the QR code, which will be shared again at the end, or follow the link in the chat to the virtual photo booth to save your graduation memories. We can't wait to see the photos. We can now begin with the formalities. Our first speaker needs absolutely no introduction, but I have the privilege to be able to welcome Dr. Jacqueline Lotter, SACAP's Academic Dean, who will officially open and constitute this graduation ceremony. I know that graduations hold a very special place in Dr. Lotter's heart, and it's an event that she looks forward to each year. Dr. Lotter, as always, it is such an honor to have you with us and to ask you to address our graduates on this momentous occasion.
Good evening, and a very warm SACAP welcome to our faculty, staff, and most importantly, good evening and another warm welcome to our SACAP graduates and your loved ones. The world has been undeniably changed by the COVID-19 pandemic, and so while the idea of an online graduation ceremony may have been something quite foreign, not even 3 years ago, today it is our choice that we meet here in a virtual community in order to honor our online and Durban graduates. We have a lot to celebrate together tonight. Firstly, I wish to acknowledge SACAP's 25-year anniversary milestone in 2022, a journey that has been carefully and thoughtfully shaped and refined over the years by a team of brilliant and caring people. Tonight, SACAP celebrates our first HRM Honours graduates, a milestone for our students in the program as well as us as an institution. But most importantly tonight, we're here to celebrate each one of our graduates' incredible achievements, often against the odds. Each one of you, as a graduate of a College of Applied Psychology, has a critically important role to play in our current South African landscape. I believe that each of you can and should form part of the solution to the myriad of social, political, economic, and in particular mental health challenges facing our country, whether in our families, our communities, or our workspaces. As I am sure you're all too aware, we're living in a particularly difficult time in history. Globally, the world is engulfed by issues of war, climate change, and human rights violations. While at home, our communities are struggling with grief and loss, as well as deepened levels of unemployment and heightened socioeconomic stress. We continue to witness our political leaders use people as pawns in their wars of power and greed. We saw the impact of both the KZN riots in 2021 and the floods in 2022. And more recently, we've seen the significant impact of the national implementation of continued load shedding, as well as the increase in the cost of living, and how these events have affected our people, both at a macro and economic level, but also at the level of the family and the individual. This is compounded by larger prevalent psychosocial factors such as poverty, gender-based violence, and structural inequality that affect the mental health of our population. Simply put, South Africans are deeply stressed and distressed, and there is an overriding need for those who really understand people, as well as those with mental health expertise. In June, data shared in Parliament indicated that there are just 450 psychologists that serve state patients in 8 provinces in South Africa. Furthermore, there is an uneven distribution of psychological care across provinces in South Africa. For example, the Eastern Cape and Mpumalanga only employ 2 and 3 psychiatrists respectively. This puts the Eastern Cape at 1 psychiatrist to every 3.3 million people in the province. I think what this really highlights for me is that psychologists and psychiatrists cannot solely be responsible for mental health care in South Africa. Not only do we need a greater workforce of professional as well as skilled and knowledgeable non-professional mental health care practitioners to address the existing challenges, but we also need to prevent mental health problems and enhance well-being and development in the country as a whole. We need to shift the way we teach and practice the application of psychology to be responsive to the needs of our people, and in our context with an emphasis on preventative rather than just curative models, whether that be in our homes, in our schools, or our workplaces. For the past 25 years, SACAP has deliberately and carefully crafted an educational framework which believes that the value of psychology is not only limited to the traditional mental health care sector. In response to the obvious needs for graduates with key psychological knowledge and skills that function outside of the spaces normally associated with psychology, we have systematically expanded our educational offering to embrace additional disciplines such as human resource management, business management, coaching, and community mental health promotion, among others. Psychology has value and application across multiple people-centered disciplines and settings, and we believe that psychology graduates are well positioned for the changing world of work. And this is why. Applied psychology graduates are essential skills specialists. They have invaluable skills such as critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and flexibility. They know how to build functional multidisciplinary teams, have clinical know-how, data skills, and can help innovative solutions that are accessible, equitable, and as unbiased as possible. And this makes them highly prized candidates who are ready to thrive in the evolving workplace. Applied psychology graduates are also succeeding in many industries. The narrow focus on a specific qualification, giving one access to a specific field of work only, is changing, and that's for very good reason. Psychology graduates are equipped with diverse skills, allowing them to work in a variety of fields and open up avenues for work or career trajectories. While we recognize the critical function that our professionally trained students will go on to make as registered counselors or psychologists, we also acknowledge and emphasize the immense value that a background in psychology can bring to an enormous range of industries, even more so in a country where we all so clearly have a role to play in addressing the great burden of mental health problems, whether that be as friends, parents, teachers, human resource practitioners, business owners, and so on. I believe our country desperately needs more SACAP graduates, more people like yourselves. And so my hope for you today is that you will never underestimate the value that you have to add to society. In closing, I know that many of you have been supported by the sacrifices of loved ones. I wish to personally acknowledge them this evening. and thank them for the role that they have played in supporting your individual dreams and goals. I also wish to personally thank our educators, our supervisors, our academic and each support staff member. I acknowledge with much appreciation the important role played by all of you in creating a rich and supportive environment for our students to grow and succeed in their academic pursuits. On behalf of the entire SACAP community, and in my capacity as Academic Dean, it gives me immense pleasure to offer our warmest and proud congratulations to each one of you on your wonderful achievements. We truly are so proud of each one of you. It is now my honor as Academic Dean to declare this graduation ceremony of the South African College of Applied Psychology duly constituted.
In agreement with Dr. Lotta, each graduate here has the opportunity to go out and make a difference in the world and contribute to the good of society. This reminds me of our inspirational keynote speaker, Dr. Genevieve James, who continues to create real change in South African communities, and I know she will leave you inspired to go forward and do the same. Dr. James currently serves as the Deputy Director of Community Engagement and Outreach at the University of South Africa. She has a PhD in urban missiology. She provides oversight to over 120 engaged scholarship projects aimed at enhancing development outcomes across government, business, civil society, and communities. She created the Education for Social Justice initiative, known as the Chance to Advance, which is best practice in knowledge mobilization and has reached over 100,000 participants. She is the winner of the UNISA Woman of the Year for Rosa Adams Award 2021. It's always such an honor to hear from Dr. James.
Hello, SACAP graduates. Today, I congratulate you on the successful completion of your qualifications. I trust you will amplify your achievements in the years to come, building on this very constructive and firm foundation of higher education. You know, an education qualification is more than just a certificate. It's a liberatory process, liberating the consciousness and inciting action. Ladies and gentlemen, a nation's development, stability, and national well-being is reliant in large measure on the quality of the new graduates it produces. Graduates will go out into the world and seek to describe the traumas of the world and comfort the wounded and distressed, and also bring illumination in the midst of obscurity. You will staff critical workplaces, support those in much need, create new innovative processes, contribute to development objectives, and strengthen the social fabric of communities. Your graduation will afford you a new status and a new power. Yes, indeed, you shall receive power. But remember, this power can either be power to build or to break. So how and where can you use your new power? What is the significance of the time you are graduating in? Let's take a look at the times and the seasons. You know, the drums of war are beating. Conflicts in Africa and around the world are reshaping the world as we speak. The world is becoming an increasingly divisive place where social discord, as opposed to social cohesion, has become the order of the day. Geopolitical shifts revealing new military alliances and fresh threats to the sustainability of the human family are all around us. Now, when there's a reshaping of the global order, there is an impact on education, economy, and the environment. As we look around at our time and we explore our identity and our rich heritages on the continent, we have a largely youthful population filled with hopes and aspirations. We are seeing massive movements from rural to urban areas. We are seeing the growth of urban areas and the formation of monumental urban agglomerations. Sadly, graduates, the growth of cities is not congruent with progress in development and service provisioning. The growth of cities is not congruent with the growth in labor opportunities, and cities are becoming increasingly depressogenic. Cities and rural areas are in a perpetual development lag, impacting on the well-being of communities. The fourth industrial revolution has brought us great benefits, but also new mental health challenges. The unequalness of our society has led to great national security concerns. Deep divisions and social discord, as opposed to social cohesion, tear up our society. The lack of political reform makes us angry and hopeless. Water, food, and energy insecurity deeply concerns us. The corruption that is endemic disturbs us. This is our context. This is the time that you will be graduating in. We are witnessing increasing pathologies of power that are linked to our social conditions. You know, dystopia, that's an undesirable or frightening place, a society characterized by human misery, squalor, oppression, deprivation, and cruelty. In the midst of this dystopia, even though the world may be moving swiftly in this direction of fear, I would encourage you, graduates, do not fear. You are what the world needs. The skills and the knowledge you have acquired can and will make a difference. So I ask you once more, what is the significance of these frantic times that you are graduating in? Now, let's take a lesson from the Greeks about the word time. The Greeks have two different words to describe the quantity of time and the quality of time. Chronos describes the quantity of time, the number of days, minutes, hours, years, whereas the word kairos in Greek describes the quality of time. It describes the significant moment, the auspicious moment, the moment endued with great potential. Graduates, you are graduating for such a time as this. You are graduating in the kairos time, the opportune time. In this kairos time, it is the favorable and perfect time to join hands and rebuild our broken communities, cities, and nations, the broken systems and structures that govern us, and also the broken-hearted due to the unjust actions that have made us ill. This is your time and your season to build while others tear down. You are the fountains of wisdom, knowledge, and hope about the human condition. It is because of you we can understand the conflicts of the conscious and the unconscious mind. You can aid in the process of the improvement of the human condition, the progress needed from an undesired state to a desired state. You can aid in the progress needed in creating a just, more livable world. You can accompany people and communities from vulnerability to resilience, from victimhood to agency, from limited access to optimal access, and from pathology to well-being. Graduates, your studies will enable you to see with new eyes. So, use your studies to imagine a different world, a better world, a world filled with well-being. Remember, Yours is a vocation, not just a career, but a calling. Now, what is this thing called vocation? It is a strong feeling of suitability for a particular occupation. The term is virtually synonymous with the word calling, as it comes from the Latin vocare, to call, the sense of being drawn into a particular field. And therefore, graduates, yours is a vocation, not just a job. It is a profound calling to a hurting world. And now, SACAP graduates, class of 2022, as you celebrate your new status and new power, I trust you will challenge the dominant trends and find your critical voice amidst a complex social order. Your new status will facilitate sweeping changes in your ability to think better, do better, and above all, serve better. So, maximize the benefits of your new status by making them shared benefits. Class of 2022, I wish you well. Go out there and do great things. Congratulations.
Dr. James never disappoints. She has also set the scene for the most important moment, the moment our graduates have been waiting for. Just before we start the certification process, I wanted to read a short note from Leanne Drummond, Head of the Management and Leadership Faculty for all our graduates. Leanne says, "Graduates, congratulations on your achievements. I know it has taken many hours of focus and hard work to get you across the finish line today. You can be very proud of yourselves. And a special congratulations and acknowledgement of our first graduating HRM Honours cohort. You are making SACAP history today. I'm sure all of you will go on to make great strides and progress within our South African and global workplaces. With that being said, we can now start with the certification process. A reminder to please add any celebratory comments in the comment box while we celebrate each other's accomplishments together. The certification process will be led by Carl Badenhorst, Head of Learning Design and Online Teaching.
Good evening, graduands. This evening we have 110 students graduating across 5 different programs at this graduation ceremony. We will start the evening with the following candidates for the higher certificate in Counseling and Communication Skills. Bongisifo Mzila, Chana Tzadik, Cornelia van Skalkwyk, Imichle Glochana, Esther Marie Olofsson, Francisca Viljoen, Gabriella Dubois, Genevieve Lawton, Inga Nell, Jody Kim Abadi, Kathleen Buerta, Kesley Ann Skiepers, Lebogang Moleko, Margaret Loubser, with distinction, Miranda Vilken, Melanie Potgieter, Monique Dulgaris, Muniba Sali, Nialeti Tlakula, Kama Ngwana, Rose Nkomo, Sabira Begum, Tabani Korbo, Tracy Peters, Yolanda Christomay. A huge congratulations to our high certificate in Counseling and Communication Skills graduates. Up next, we have the candidates who are graduating with a Diploma in Counseling and Communication Skills. Christine Lelaw, Emma Moth, with distinction, Fatima Yassim, Helen Burt, with distinction, Jamie Lee Isaacs, Jenna Walsh, Kino Kutsia, Lara Willifie, Tyler Jackson. A huge congratulations to our Diploma in Counseling and Communication Skills graduates. The following students are graduating with the Bachelor of Applied Social Science, majoring in Psychology and Counseling. Alyssa van der Merwe, Amy Lee Bakorni, Aprajita Agrawal, Catherine McGeenan, Chantal Mayring, Christina Sturgiopoulos, Demi Lee Critchin, Dion Barnard, Dechadima Molokome, Emily Naidu, Florence Subuyi, Hano Paper, cum laude, Ignacio Fernandez Soreo, Jabulile Cladi, Juarez Buerta, Karen van Sale, Kelly Erin Miller, Kiara Pillay, Kyle Friedenstein, Leanne Webster, Lindsay Hercules, Malhaneng Motoba, Melanie Fredericks, Mia Beaumont, Morven Williamson, Natasha Bell, Nobuchle Magwaza, Pamela Chlachwayo, Rera Tilwe Matibela, Riche Daniels, Roxanne Morris, Topo Monyokolo, Tuanelo Puswe, Victoria Newsom, Vivian Turner, Warren English, Zamona McLean. A huge congratulations to our Bachelor of Applied Social Science majoring in Psychology and Counseling graduates. The following students are graduating with the Bachelor of Social Science Honours, Psychology. Angela Webb, cum laude. Bianca Kitching, Charlize Mayer, Courtney Black, Courtney Sparg, Dumasile Manchinchi, Esti Mouton, Grant Coulbert, cum laude. Jessica McLeod-Smith, cum laude. Jocelyn Wheeler-Lepan, Johanna Heppel, Kim Brown, Kurt Smith, Leet Bobot, Lizelle Bierkes, Lizelle Lecrancy, Madeleine Swart, cum laude, Marina Sinnott, Marius van der Westhuizen, Megan Lotz, Michelle Kutsia, Michaela Thorley, Nadia Dissel, Natasha Farster, Nadine Kutsia, Phoenix Bean, Priti Ngidi, Reg Notza, Rudo Spencer, Sanshay Eberson, Silveria Sachedi, Suzanne Kotza, cum laude, Tamron Prinsloo, Tamsin Adrians, Taylor Buerta, cum laude, Victoria Kretschmar, Victoria May Middleton. A huge congratulations to our Bachelor of Social Science Honours Psychology graduates. The following students are graduating with the Bachelor of Social Science Honours Human Resource Management. Ashley Walker, cum laude. Fezeka Zwane, Kelly Beasley, Purvasheni Mohanlal, Rafile Maduwo, Riche Droney, Stephen Carl Willem. A huge congratulations to our Bachelor of Social Science Honours Human Resource Management graduates. Congratulations to all of our students. I will now call upon Dr. Lotte, our Academic Dean, to announce the Dean's Award.
It is now my pleasure as Academic Dean to announce the following students as recipients of the Dean's Award for outstanding achievement in their respective qualifications. The Dean's Merit Award is awarded to graduating students who achieve the highest overall grade out of the top 10% of graduating students. This award is for overall outstanding academic achievement, and this year is awarded to the following students. For the Higher Certificate in Counselling and Communication Skills, Margaret Maria Lopscher. For the Bachelor of Applied Social Science, majoring in Psychology and Counselling, Hanu Paper. For the Bachelor of Social Science Honours in Psychology, Madeleine Swart. And finally, for the Bachelor of Social Science Honours in Human Resource Management, Ashley Walker. My sincere congratulations to the recipients of the Dean's Award. You should be incredibly proud of yourselves. I truly do recognise your personal commitment to your studies and all that you have achieved. I've chosen a book specifically for each of you, which will ensure reaches you along with your certificate. On behalf of the entire SACAP community, including the staff, educators, and your peers, congratulations.
Well done to each and every graduate. You should be so proud of what you have accomplished. Zarina Royapan, our Managing Director, has shared some words for our graduates. She says, on behalf of everyone at SACAP, I extend my heartiest congratulations to you on your outstanding achievements. The world as we know it is in constant flux and rapidly changing before our very eyes. I therefore encourage you to reflect on your skills and begin to reimagine yourselves to adapt to this rapidly changing world. We are confident that your studies at SACAP has prepared you well for difficult and uncertain times, so that you may face this very different world with bravery, empathy, resilience, and the necessary agility to adapt. Thank you, Zarina, for these encouraging words. While we celebrate each graduate, I would also like to take a moment to recognize and celebrate each graduate's loved ones. Graduation is an important reminder of how it takes a village. Loved ones, the success of your graduate is your success too. Next on our program is an opportunity for us to recognize SACAP's purpose of educating for a better world and how your studies have equipped you for social impact. One way we prepare our students for social impact is through work-integrated learning, or WIL. WIL is an opportunity for students to gain experience in their chosen career by completing a practical component in the form of a placement, internship, or project that contributes towards the student's qualification. This is where your training really comes to life. The WIL and marketing teams have put together a short video which bears testimony not only to the unique WIL component of SACAP's qualifications, but also to the fact that your learning extends far beyond the borders of our classrooms and the walls of our institution.
Work-integrated learning, in a nutshell, is an opportunity for students to really apply the knowledge that they've learned throughout their years of studies in a real-life setting.
WIL is a unique experience because we study the theory, which is imperative. It affords us the opportunity to get exposure to the field that we're about to enter and to give us practical coping tools to be able to apply what we've learned.
You have the exposure to see where the gaps are and where your role is as a psychosocial support worker. Not only is it beneficial for us to sharpen our skills and our toolboxes, but it allows mental health to be promoted within communities, which is an added benefit.
And within this particular program, students are placed at various organizations and they engage in either a practicum, an internship, or it's done through a particular project. And this is really where the students get the real life experience of what it actually means to work out in their chosen career.
An important aspect of students going out and being able to apply knowledge is what we call through supervision. A very important component of WIL, where students go out there in the field and they're able to implement what has been learned through someone who's had experience.
Supervisors assist student registered counsellors at their placement sites at SACAP by ensuring that they are practicing according to the scope of practice mandated by the Health Professions Council.
The coach supervision is a formal process of professional support that ensures the continuing development of the coach and the effectiveness of the coaching practice.
Coaches actually train up and work with the individuals and leave them with tool belts that they can be self-generating, self-creating, self-correcting later.
Through WIL, we partner with different organizations, mental health organizations such as schools, organizations such as clinics, which offer a component of psychology or component of counseling. When students are allocated to a placement site, they're also allocated to a placement supervisor. So in addition to the WIL coordinator, in addition to the SACAP supervisor, they are allocated to a site supervisor, someone who tends to them while they are at the site.
In coaching, we talk about you need to trust the process, but you don't understand what that means until you are in the internship and you've got a person that holds your hand. So that's what WIL did for me. It was practical hands-on experience. That's what I got from WIL.
Based on the feedback we received from the various placement sites that we partnered with this year, SACAP students have cemented their footprint at the sites and in communities. So I would say that they've definitely left a tangible impact at their respective sites.
Our partnership with SACAP has had very big returns for us. We have seen how we succeeded through our programs before our partnership with SACAP, and where we are now, where majority of our youth go on to find full-time employment. And as I said, this is the game changer for us, and this is what our youth are actually benefiting from.
Having the SACAP third year WIL students come in has been very beneficial to us because it's always a demand for social service practices and they've been able to assist us. It's actually mutually beneficial for us because in that way they're getting their practical component and we're actually getting a service from them where they are actually like volunteers towards us in helping and assisting in our programs and projects.
During this graduation period, on top of the usual programs participating in work-integrated learning, SACAP saw its first cohort of Bachelor of Applied Social Science, majoring in psychology and human resource management students enter into the field as part of work-integrated learning. For our BPsych equivalent program in Johannesburg, Pretoria and Cape Town, we have seen a total of 45 new student-registered counsellors. The number of hours in the field has amounted to 32,400 and the total number of client engagement hours is 13,500 hours. 50 community projects have been implemented and there have been 100 psychometric assessments that have been administered. SACAP has provided 540 hours of individual supervision sessions, 63 hours of group supervision sessions, giving a total of 603 hours of supervision provided by SACAP.
Looking at our 2021-2022 internship period, we've seen a total of 26 students enter the field, conducting coaching sessions across 20 different placement sites across South Africa. More than 208 clients have been contracted over the 6-month period, with an average of 2,000 individual coaching sessions executed. In addition, we witnessed the work and contribution of 10 coach supervisors who provided support and guidance to the student coaches, with over 100 supervision sessions conducted. Upon the completion of the required client coaching hours, many of our coaching students have successfully credentialed with the International Coaching Federation.
Something that I obtained from this whole experience that I did not expect was the feedback. So seeing the changes and observing the changes with the people that I interacted with, small changes that made a huge difference in the individual's life.
I have to say that I was able to learn how to hold space for ambiguity and uncertainty, especially when dealing with other people.
I will be taking this experience into the future, as it will benefit not only me but some colleagues as well.
Without Will, I don't think I would be the coach that I think I am today. They contributed immensely to my growth as a professional, as a human being, and as a student.
Not only are students leaving with that knowledge, but they network as well with their sites. They network and they build those networks with their supervisors.
And that's why we say it's the hallmark of our curriculum.
Wasn't that fantastic? Witnessing our students working at grassroots, contributing to making a difference is what we're all about. Thank you to our placement sites for working alongside us as we partner to make a difference in our communities. After such an inspiring reminder of social impact, it's only appropriate that we hear about it firsthand from one of our own, a student and graduate, Kurt Smith. Kurt has been studying with us for the past 8 years, since 2014. He started with a higher certificate, then went on to complete a bachelor's degree part-time, and then completed his honours with us this year. Kurt is a research officer working for Stellenbosch University. He hosts a weekly talk on radio called Body Art, where he speaks about mental and physical well-being. He is also a professional natural bodybuilder, placing first in the South African Nationals twice. And in June 2023, he will represent South Africa at the Natural Olympia in the United Kingdom. It is such a pleasure to hear from one of our own.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. To my SACAP family and fellow graduates, congratulations. We did it. It is a great honor for me to be speaking here today, and I wish you all well as you embark on this new journey. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our fellow educators, students, and admin staff for their dedicated passion, commitment, as they continually take a personal interest in the academic development in each and every one of us. Today, we have become graduates. It is fair to say that each of us have our own unique experiences as students, a combination of good times, sacrifices, times of sadness, as well as laughter. Carl Jung once said, "We can't change anything unless we accept it, as any change must begin somewhere. It is a single individual who will experience it and carry it through." We embrace change in the transition of online learning. The pandemic has massively changed the world we know. However, despite this challenge, online education provided an opportunity to continue in my development as a student. This new experience allowed me to learn anywhere at any time. It ensured a dynamic interaction between fellow learners and educator throughout the learning process. It encouraged me to learn independently with continuous supervision from educators. Finally, it helped build self-study habits that fostered a learning environment, acknowledging the importance of my personal responsibility to my fellow classmates, educators, and study pathway. Graduation marks yet another extraordinary chapter in our lives. With this in mind, I am certain that many of us are excited to start the new chapter. Unlike any prescribed reading or textbook, we cannot skip through the pages of life. We have to write our own chapters of life, and every moment of our study pathway is yet another page in our story. As proud SACAPians, we have been given only the finest papers to write our own stories. Through love and support, we have been provided the benchmark of true bestsellers. So as we write our next chapter, let us all remember that sense of family that has helped us take each step within our personal accomplishments. As we all continue the next story, take these experiences with you. Keep close the SACAP family you made, as I congratulate you all for your future endeavors. Thank you very much. Cheers to you, graduates of 2022.
Graduates, we hope that your hearts remain filled with an ongoing passion and fire to continue to change the world we live in. Never for a moment doubt your capacity to make a positive change in our society. As we come to the end of our program, and before I officially dissolve the ceremony, I'd like to thank some special people and convey some important information. An event of this magnitude cannot happen without a dedicated team thinking of all the details. Firstly, thank you to the Registrar, Claire Duploy, and her office for their complete oversight of all graduations institutionally. The Online Campus Graduation Committee was chaired by Grant Mears, Head of Campus, supported by the dedicated online campus staff team. Our heartfelt thanks goes out to the wonderful staff who have worked behind the scenes, ensuring it was a success. We extend our gratitude to all the service providers, special effects, technical, IT, attire, our educators and supervisors, our placement site supervisors, our speakers, loved ones, honourable members in attendance, our leadership teams and executive team. Together, we have co-created a memorable event. The music recordings heard in our graduation ceremony was specifically recorded for SACAP by the Isango Ensemble, a Cape Town-based choir with members drawn from the townships around Cape Town. Thank you, Ilse Martin, for this special edition. Lastly, it has been a privilege to be your MC. To each graduate, I hope to see you next year, enrolled for another program with us, much like Kurt's journey, as you continue your lifelong journey of learning and upskilling. In closing, please join as we end by singing the national anthem, and please stay behind to find your picture in our ending collage. By the power vested in me as Deputy Dean and a member of the Senate, I officially dissolve SACAP's 2022 online graduation ceremony.